Hello my friends, so glad you're with me today. In this video I wanted to acknowledge something. I feel like maybe I've been in a bit of a makeup rut lately, and not really a negative one, because here's the deal. I feel like I've been using maybe some certain foundations, concealers, various parts of the makeup routine I've been repeating a lot, and I've loved the look. I've enjoyed the products, but there comes a point where you think, I need to really reach out to some of the other things I have. I want to get in tune with other stuff. And I just want to cause myself to not keep using the same things over and over again. And I think these times can happen, especially when we've got a lot of other things on our mind. My family recently experienced the loss of my Aunt Jody. I think I may have talked about that in the info box in my little random thought section. So thank you so much to those of you who have said a kind word on that. School stuff has been busy. There's just been a lot going on. And for me personally, those will be times where I just kind of gravitate toward the same things. And maybe my general creativity doesn't feel as on fire as it might normally be, you know? Because we just don't have the mental bandwidth at different times, and that's fine. But today, what I wanted to do was actually just pull from my drawer. I'm gonna like blindly reach into my drawer here and I'm going to grab a primer and I'm going to grab a foundation and I'm just going to roll with it, okay? I'm not going to stop and think, oh, do I really want to use this today? I'm just going to go with it. So I'll reach back here. I'm going to start with primers. I don't know what exactly it is I'm grabbing. Okay, we got Laura Geller Spackle. We got the original Ethereal Rose Glow. We love some spackle from time to time. I like a product just being called spackle. But yeah, what's going on today? Well, I could hear a little bit of rain falling, which is something we have not heard in our area in quite some time. We've got the remnants of Hurricane Francine, which I can't help but feel like maybe Francine's watching over all of us. She was kind of like another mom to my mom. And I still have this picture of Francine in the background of my phone. Yeah, it's real early today. I woke up early because I heard cats fighting outside, not our cats, and then I couldn't get back to sleep. One story just leads to another, doesn't it? Foundation-wise lately, I feel like I'm either going the more full coverage route or the skin tint route, and maybe what's in between hasn't really been thought of so much, so I'm just going to reach back into my drawer that's back here and see what we grab. Okay, we've got Neutrogena Hydro Boost. Yes, it's called a hydrating tint, but I think it's definitely like a medium coverage type of product here. Hyaluronic acid moisturizes and plumps skin for 24 hours. Shade is Buff. Remember this one? It's got the big doe foot. It's good. It's really pretty on the skin, actually. So I'm going to sweep this around. And we've got that slightly luminous primer underneath from Laura Geller, which those spackle primers, I find a lot of different products wear well on top of those. But yeah, I don't store this with my tinted moisturizers because I do feel like it gives a bit more coverage than the usual. That's my normal wake up time there, 4:30. For the amount I apply, it probably is on the lighter end of medium coverage. But yeah, I haven't used this in a while, and it's going to feel good to get reacquainted with different things and kind of take my thought process out of the mix. And you can do this too at home. Anytime you feel like you've gotten a little out of touch with your stuff, you're just in a pattern of doing the same kind of looks all the time, just surprise yourself and see what happens, or just take time. I mean, this is really important too. If you can carve out any downtime just for you, just to get in your makeup space, or you know, whatever space this might be, whatever hobby, personal to you type of thing that you like to do, you know, if you can quiet things enough to just have a little time to slip away and spend some time. For me, it would be like sitting right here and just going through makeup and pulling out different things and playing. That'll get you out of a makeup rut as well. She's all blended in. Skin's looking radiant, but not like too big time glowy. Okay, we got concealer drawer back here. I'm just gonna rummage around. I don't know what I'm gonna pull out. Okay, we've got Hard Candy Glamouflage Full Coverage Concealer. This has the licorice root in it. It's gonna brighten the skin. Shade is Fair. I know this particular shade is very, very light, but you know what? We will use it. I just don't need a lot. Couple of dots there, a little bit out here. So Hard Candy Glamouflage, you know, that whole range, very full coverage. I like the foundation and concealer that they've got going on quite a bit, but a big thing for me lately that I feel like certain products give me is this kind of all-day freshness of wear. That's something I'm really looking for. I'm not content with the product merely still sitting on my skin at day's end, but I'm kind of obsessed with wanting it to look just like it did at the start. It's like a very high standard, and certain things are doing that. And Hard Candy Glamouflage, particularly the foundation, doesn't necessarily give me that, but it's probably worth a retry as well. Look at this. Nice and brightening. Yeah, it's one of those shades where you're thinking, is it almost too light and bright? But it works. Just don't apply too much of it. My stomach has been growling like crazy this morning. Rosie's doing her little just peek in thing. She just peeks in at me, just letting you know, I need you to let me in the girls' room. I'm coming, hun. I feel like my under eye darkness, well, yesterday it was pretty bad. Maybe today it wasn't quite as bad, but I think it's been tackled pretty effectively today. So now for powder. If I just kind of go around on this loose powder edge of things, I'm just gonna point to one and grab it. Okay, this is my Laura Mercier. This is the rose tone of their translucent loose setting powder. It's their little tone up range. It's got this metallic cap on it, and it's like a very subtle light pink tone. So yeah, we'll use that. Laura Mercier setting powders are kind of like the OG hyped setting powders, you know? I feel like people have latched on to a number of different brands these days, and they're really good drugstore setting powders too. But Laura Mercier has some fabulous options. I was using the Ultra Blur a few days ago and getting reminded of just how great that stuff is. One of those extremely subtle but still very brightening powders, you know? Subtle in the sense that it's not looking super pink. The one size pink powder, that stuff looks pink. This is just looking brightening. So Biscuit sleeps with me every night. She sleeps like kind of between my legs or by my feet. She's kind of just on my side of the bed. And then last night, Bub said she slept with him almost the entire night. And I'm like, what? And then last night, as soon as we get into bed, she hops up and we're like, who's she gonna lay with? And she starts to lay with him again. And I was even like calling her name. I was trying to get her to come over. But for some point and for hours later, she was with me. Just trying to stay friends with everybody, aren't you, Bisky? I just like take my Morphe Under Eye Bullet Brush and move this around a little bit, dust away excess. Complexion looks really good to me. I think if you can go in with a good coverage concealer, you can come away feeling pretty good about your complexion. I need to blow my nose. And I'm just taking a little more of that concealer, trying to be light about it, just dabbing over my face. Maybe I'll just take a little Stay Matte powder from Rimmel and dab over top of that. Just gotta patch that up a little bit. For bronzer, I'm just diving in. I don't know what I'm gonna get. I don't even know what part of the drawer my hand is touching right now. Okay. Oh, okay, we got the NYX. We got the NYX Buttermelt. Pretty new product. I have this in the shade Deserve Butter. I would like to try one of the blushes, but I've noticed in my Walmart, I'll give them credit, they're trying to carry them, but it's like there's never hardly any in stock. I feel like this has a little like satin finish. There's a satiny softness to this. Kind of the way Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer has. Butter is such a makeup keyword. Butter, jelly. What are some other makeup keywords that we just see? I think this looks really pretty. Blending into the forehead well. Kitten, don't mess with my I have a garland over there. I do love this tone of this. Like, it's giving warmth, but it's not too orangey. By the way, it's Wear Orange and Blue Day at school, so got my school stuff on. Not that I'm at the school all day, but I didn't really know what I wanted to wear, so we went with it. It'll be a soggy football Friday for anyone attending that. Kitten! Trying to do a video. Quit harassing the garland. I'm sure me explaining that I'm trying to shoot a video is really going to resonate. I'm really lightly like bringing this in a little more because I got my contour priority zones taken care of, but maybe just a little even on top of the cheeks. Looks a bit more fresh, right? This is good. Now for blush. I got two separate zones of blush. I got my powder drawer and my cream and liquid drawer. I'm gonna go down to the cream and liquid drawer. I'm just gonna blindly reach in, and what I get is what I get. Okay, this is from Wet n Wild. It's one of their Mega Glow sticks. It's one of the newer ones. This is the shade Dusty Pink, and it's got a little shimmer. See all that glow? So let's use this. We'll swipe directly on. It's looking really light and highly shimmery. She's just gonna have to realize that as much as she wants to eat that garland, it's not gonna taste like tuna. Yeah, I told you it's not yummy. Okay, this is looking actually really beautiful. I had forgotten about this one. Look at that glow. It's a little stiffer in texture compared to like Persona or M Cosmetics, but I wouldn't say I'm struggling. I feel like I got fully blended, and it has a very glowy look. Can you see that? Is it enough blush? I don't even feel like I need highlighter, but I kind of want to like layer maybe one other blush on top. Let's go to the powders. The claw is going in. This is like the little claw game. What will she pick up? Got it. Oh, this is perfect. This is going to be great. This is the little Rare Beauty powder blushes. This is the shade Happy, but the really glowy kind. So sometimes this is pretty topping off other things. So I'm just going to lay my brush down into it. I don't need a lot because, you know, we just put on blush. But I think this will elevate even further. Ooh, look at that pretty pink pigment it just gave. That's what I'm after. I really want to see some blush today. So just lay the brush down. You can see it's gotten some. Oh, that was a great grab, but I haven't used this in a while. This is good. Lord knows I've been using that 3-second setting mist every single day. That's the thing. My Rhett has been really great stuff, but I want to use some other things. There's an area of setting sprays right here, so try not to knock anything over and just get something. Okay, we've got our e.l.f. This is the Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. Let's see how much dewier I feel after putting this on, because this that I've been using, while it locks everything in, really doesn't make me feel dewy. It was funny, when we went back for the funeral, I had done my makeup here at home because we just left really early. And I took a little bag, not a full-on makeup bag, but just a few things to touch up with, and I had used this. But let me tell you, touch up really was not necessary at all. Not even for the lip color. Let's mist this on. I did a few extra sprays because this mist is extremely light and cloud-like, and you kind of wonder, is it getting in touch with my skin? I know I had some glow going on right here, but just looking elsewhere on the skin, I do think I have become now a bit more glowy after putting on the mist. It does say shockingly fine mist on the thing. This has been really fun for me. Are you guys enjoying this too? The randomness? I'm reaching down into the brow drawer. What will I grab? Okay, we've got LA Colors Browie Wowie Skinny Brow Pencil. Medium brown. I think this was a Dollar General find. Let me remind myself, okay, she's very dry. Very, very dry in texture, but I can see it to the point that I can tell it's a little warmer than my usual. Bub's in some kind of big multi-day golf tournament this weekend. I'd kind of forgotten about that. And then, oh, he does this every year. And somehow every year it manages to kind of take me by surprise. The few swipes I took on my hand must have been just enough to warm this product up, because she's doing okay. The tone, while not maybe completely perfect, is still definitely close enough to just go right in with my brow. And then I got, of course, the spoolie on the other end to brush through. And then for brow gel, I've got them kind of just in with the pencils right now, so I'm just going to have to rummage and feel for something that feels thicker. Okay, we've got this from Lawless, the Hold Up Soft Set Creamy Brow Wax in medium dark. Got this extra teeny tiny cone-shaped brush. Have you ever seen a smaller cone-shaped brush? Oh my gosh. I never reach for this stuff. It's definitely applying some color. Okay, got a little more than I wanted to on the tail there. Everybody needs a little bare spoolie in their makeup area. I reach for that one almost daily. It's just from e.l.f. But you know, you can just buy or wash up a used mascara wand and just have it handy. So let's just kind of evaluate where we're at right now. I feel like skin is quite glowy. We had a glowy primer. We had this step, our coverage step, really gave us a little added hydration boost, I would say. The concealer gave us the coverage we needed. We set that and then came in with bronzer that had just a small bit of glow, 2 glowy blushes, a setting spray that I think also made the skin look even more radiant. So we're just gonna have a radiant looking face today. For eyeshadow, I am going to put Milani eyeshadow primer on. We'll just get that out of the way, no surprise here. Yeah, I do have a couple other eyeshadow primers, but they're not exactly placed in such a way that I could just blindly grab in. And there's really only like a couple of others, my Urban Decay and I think a Wet n Wild. So mostly what you're seeing on camera right there, TV meteorologists have a hard job. It's all about like seeing yourself on a screen and knowing where to point. These drawers have eyeshadow. I'm thinking I close my eyes and I just point to one and then I grab something out. So I'm just gonna stop. Okay, I'm pointing. I think I'm pointing at the top one, basically. Okay. Not gonna do a lot of looking around. I'm gonna go in. Okay. I am pumped. We got the dark edit from Viseart. Check this out. Ooh! It's like rich fall jewel tones. Oh, this went well. This went very well for me. I've got like a really dark navy in here. I am wearing navy blue today. I would like to incorporate that. Maybe a little warmth and setup can happen from this top row. Let's just start with this kind of random brown over here and start putting that in. So Viseart eyeshadows. There's just a whole section of eyeshadows in my collection that needs to be targeted all over again, you know? They just have some amazing quality, and I feel like they've really like made palettes smaller to where they feel much more accessible price-wise. The thing about this palette is everything in it really is quite rich. So as I dip into that shade, I'm getting a light amount just to start giving myself a little crease contrast, okay? Man, I mean, if I would have opened that drawer and I was just choosing, there's a good chance I might have chosen this for myself today. Like, this was a good pick. Okay, so getting the brown definitely in the crease and letting it come up like so. Next, we're going to navy blue. Yes. Picking some of that up with a flat brush. It's a really dark blue, but what Viseart does a good job of is having darkness, but I can still tell that's blue, can't you? So just patting that pretty matte there on the outer part of my eyelid. Oh, love. And the pitter patter of the rain. Ooh, this is so fun. Am I getting back into my color era? Somebody's asking, Em, were you ever really in a colorful era? Maybe not in a 100% consistent way, but in an on and off way, I felt more willing to branch out at times. And now I'm always doing neutrals. And even though I love my neutrals, I'm feeling a real pull here. This is good. This video is doing what it needed to do for me. So I patted navy blue, that was super ultra dark navy, on the outer lid. And I would like to come in the crease with maybe the plum, I'm thinking. A little bit of this with my Profusion Small Pointed. And I'm kind of thinking, well, maybe that plum will blend with the navy a bit. Plum's coming off just very dark. Those of you wanting game day looks, if your team is like navy blue, orange, what are we, Auburn fans maybe? This might be a look to consider. Notre Dame fans in the house, Illinois. Okay, see what I'm doing there? This purple is not playing a real apparent color role, but it's just kind of merging the blue with what I had put in the crease. I might like to see, just given the fact that I am wearing orange and blue, it might be fun to see some of this shade right out here. She's just raising her hand saying, use me, use me. I'm taking this little wispy white brush and I'm thinking, let's see her just raising out a little bit. How about that? Oh my gosh, it's school spirit day. It is the day they're having all their homecoming parties at school. They moved the parade up to yesterday because they knew this rain was coming in today, so that was smart. But they still get to have their class parties and all that today. Ooh, this palette will bring the drama. How fun. I hope they're still selling it. I think they are. Viseart tends to be really good about holding on to certain things. Now I'm curious and I need to see. Oh yeah. Viseart's website, Beautylish. Really happy with where we're at right now and wondering how I want to proceed inward here, because like we could go with copper or even a little copper and gold, but then I also see this and I'm like, what about the purple? I'm thinking the copper and gold for what I've established here. I'd like to see some of that. I want to see the copper mainly, and if I feel like it needs to be lightened up a little bit, I could add some gold. Because again, it's all rich in this palette. Okay, she's doing a little overlapping with the navy. It's looking really cool. I'm leaving just a little space in the innermost area. I think I will put the gold there on the inside, but wow. And this, I mean, this shade has shimmer, but she's rich. There's a richness to the whole thing. You know, I just did something accidentally there. I had a little gold on this finger. I was just kind of like tapping over the edge, and it actually looked really pretty. Center of the lid, gold. My goodness. I wouldn't have thought to do that, but just a little bit got on there and it looks so cool. Like, look at, oh, that looks so cool. Proudly on this channel. In 1 week, I've done one of my most basic eyeshadow looks possible and one of the most fun in a while. And then gold's coming in here too. Like just that little splash. You know, it'd be so much fun. Like you set up shop before a football game and it's like free eye looks. Come to my booth. I don't know if it's coming off on camera like it is here in person, but I'm loving. On the lower lash line, by the way, this brow has been bugging me the whole time. Browie wowie, do your job. Next up, if I may, I will just simply grab for Cold Brew from Hard Candy because I feel like this would be really pretty on my lower lash line and I really want it to stay. I know this will. And this will just pick up on that bronziness. So pretty, so good. Oh, hi, sweetie. Oh, she's just being so cute. I'm taking a picture and I'll pop it up what she's doing right now. That's her. I'm sorry I ate the garland pose. As far as eyeliner, I want to take absolutely nothing away from what we have put here on the eyelids. I will reach in and just grab a mascara out. We'll see what we get here. Oh, I got a primer. Guess we're doing Lancome primer today. And on top of that will be, Milani Anti-Gravity. I'm not sure I've ever paired this with a primer. It's kind of a drier formula mascara, so we'll see what we get with that. I hope it layers up well enough. So on with the primer we go. Just get a little bit of that on the lashes here. It's white. We got her coated up. You don't always need to use a lot of primer. And certain priming steps aren't all that great about curl holding either. So unless you're sure your primer is going to be good with that, like a little black primer or something, just don't over apply. I tell you, I have loved that L'Oreal Superstar Red Carpet Black though for a two-step process. So good. Definitely the best two-step mascara and the best just lengthening mascara all around. So here's our Milani highly rated anti-gravity mascara. I have enjoyed this one. We've got an hourglass shape, pinched at the tip, lots of short bristles, and it is, like I said, a drier formula, and I'm hoping it coats up on this well and very fully. And it looks like she is. It's coating up pretty well, actually. I'm getting some really good length. I'll get another little coat on here. I'm getting awesome length. I hope this curl continues to hold because this is great right now. The thickness, the length, fairly extreme. That's pretty good. I feel like the curl dropped on these a little bit more. All in all, I would say this combo did pretty darn good though. Like the layering was even better than I expected for a drier formula mascara. It really built nicely. I've got thickness and length. I'm happy with that. I would like a little lower lash mascara, so we're not going to risk that with the blind grab. I will just put on some Cali Ray. This is going outside my norm a little bit because I haven't been using lower lash mascara much these days. Ever put on your lower lash mascara and you're like, I really want to blink hard, but I can't right now. But there's the eye look. Oh, I'm so happy with that. That turned out so cool. So given this look that we've ended up with on the eyes, I don't just want to have any lipstick on today for this look. I don't want to throw on hot pink with this. I want it to make sense. So I'm going to go to my drawer that has a lot of like kind of mid-tony type of lipsticks, but I will grab in for something totally random. I won't look at what I'm grabbing for, but we're containing it to that option, okay? So I'm digging deep. I've got a lipstick and I'm going to grab a gloss as well. Here's what came out, y'all. This CoverGirl lipstick in 770. Yep, she's a frosty friend. All right, it's the continuous color. Purchased not that long ago, actually. Kind of rosy. Oh, that smell. Just that pure makeup smell. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Okay, there's that. That's not awful with it. But then this gloss, this Revlon Ultra HD Vinyl Lip Polish. This is the shade Date Night. So let's throw this on. Okay, muting things slightly, making it a little more mauve-y. I like this quite a bit. I feel like I've seen this dusty rose look on my lips quite a bit lately. However, not with these products at all. So I will still consider that an effort to get out of the rut. I just needed something that wasn't gonna fight too much with this eye look, but I love the eyes. I think the eyes are the star. Actually, I think the skin is doing quite well too. I might just take my little brush that I use to sweep away powder. I'm gonna assume there's something left on it, and just give myself a little dab over the skin. There were a lot of glowy products in today's look. I'm not feeling tacky, but the base came together very well. That Laura Geller primer, the Neutrogena Hydro Boost, those look nice. Then my concealer was able to go on, actually very effectively camouflage under eyes. The blush combo was super pretty. The Wet n Wild Mega Glow in Dusty Pink paired with Rare Beauty Happy, their luminous blush. I thought that looked super pretty on there. But taking center stage, Viseart, the Dark Edit. I mean, that's a fun fall palette. You bet that's gonna stay out and handy so I can create some more looks with it, because there were many different directions we could go, but we just kind of paired it with the shirt I'm wearing. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope this inspired you a little bit to maybe take a dip into your own makeup collection and use some things you haven't used in a while. If you're feeling like I was recently, which is just that vibe of I'm always going for the same stuff these days. And I've just got too much makeup here for me to do that on an ongoing basis. So thank you for your time, my friends. I hope you're having a good day, and I will see you again in my next video. I love you. Bye.